In his discussion of fish symbolism in alchemy, Jung talks about the Synedian fish and the Synedian stone. Jung says, a round and transparent fish of peculiar sort without cortices is described in the Sirenites. The Synedian fish lives in the sea on the shores of Syria, Palestine and Libya, is 6 fingers long and is a round little fish. It has 2 stones in its head and another one in the 3rd vertebrae of the tail. This stone is specially potent and is used as a luck potion. This stone is twin or twofold. The one is opaque and black, but the other, though black, is brilliant and shining like a mirror. This is the stone which many seek, without finding it, for it is the Dragonstone. This stone was known to the medieval alchemists who named it Draconites. It was reputed to be a precious stone, which could be obtained by cutting off the head of a sleeping dragon. Jung then refers to Ruhlen's lexicon of alchemy on the subject of Draconites, the Dragonstone. This stone in the Synedian fish is an equivalent of the stone in the head of the dragon or the serpent. Ruhlen says, Draconites is a precious stone to be found in the brain of serpents, but unless it is removed while they are alive, it will never become a precious stone. By the inbred malice of the animal who, conscious of death approaching, destroys the virtue of the stone. Therefore, the head is removed from dragons while asleep, and thus the gem is secured. The color of the Draconite is white. It drives away all poisonous animals and cures envenomed bites. The Synedian fish is the mover, the originator, and this image reminds us of Jung's statement that the self is the source of energy. The Synedian fish is a motor fish, the fish that motivates. This is one of the aspects of the symbolism of the self. And it is not only a stone, but a double stone. Jung writes, the double nature of the Synedian stone might signify the polarity and union of opposites, which is just what gives the lapis philosophorum its peculiar significance as a uniting symbol. Jung then goes on to give a psychological interpretation of what this fish stone or Draconite stone would indicate psychologically. Our Draconite too is endowed with extraordinary powers, which makes it eminently suitable as the ligature of Aphrodite, that is, love magic. Magic exercises a compulsion that asserts itself against the conscious mind and will of the victim. That is to say, a strange will arises in him and proves stronger than his ego. The only comparable effect capable of psychological verification is that exerted by unconscious contents, which by their compelling power demonstrate their affinity with or dependence on man's totality, that is, the self and its karmic functions. What this means is that every neurotic symptom, every compulsion, every addiction, every primitive effect that cannot be controlled by the ego, all these aspects of psychological symptomatology derive their power and effectiveness from the self. This is very important for practical analysis because the symptom, the primitive effect, the compulsive drive, that unconscious content which has the ego in its grip, that is the dragon, that is the serpent or the Synedian fish with the motive power. But at the heart of it, contained within it, is the precious stone of the self. This is what needs to be extracted by the analytical process from the symptom, from the primitive compulsive experience. The stone can be extracted from the dragon's head or from the fish head, becoming then a precious gem. There is a variation of this idea in the theme of the poisonous toad with a precious jewel in its head. This image is enshrined in Shakespeare's As You Like It in these lines. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. This passage is relevant when one is dealing with a psychological difficulty. It suggests the idea that the adversity one is encountering has a sweet use if one can extract the precious jewel that is embedded in it.